So there is a 10-year cycle that is coming up at the moment. I've touched on this a few times in the last few readings, but this reading is for somebody that you're going through a 10-year cycle, meaning that the things that you were experiencing in 2015 are now coming up, right? You may even have people from the past, from 10 years ago, coming back into your life. If it's not even the same people though, these are the same type of traumas or things that you were going through 10 years ago, okay? There is a cycle that is repeating itself. Now, what is happening here is this energy is coming up so you can break this cycle, okay? Now, again, it doesn't even have to be like, maybe you have an ex from 10 years ago that comes back into your life, or maybe you have a friend that comes back into your life. It doesn't have to be that. It's the same energy, okay? So this could even be that maybe you had a falling out with somebody, okay? Or maybe you felt left out 10 years ago. Now you're feeling left out again. The way that you're reacting, the same way that you would have reacted 10 years ago, these energies are coming up as well, okay? So basically, a past version of you from 10 years ago is now coming up so you can break a cycle. Now, this is not just any cycle. This is a generational pattern that has been repeating in your lineage, right? Your family members, okay, your ancestors, people that you haven't even met. This is a generational thing that has been playing in the people's lives that you are connected to for a very long time. So now it's coming back up. And this could be a range of different things, okay? But whoever I'm picking up on, you know what I'm speaking about, okay, on an intuitive level. So there is certain even defense mechanisms or certain behaviors that you may be exuding right now that you're not happy with, okay? It is very important right now that you are being mindful and you are recognizing these energies, because here's the thing, right now this energy coming back up, either you are going to break the cycle and transmute the energy, okay? And not just break the cycle for yourself, but break the cycle in your whole generation, or you're going to repeat the cycle, okay? And remember, this is a 10-year cycle, so this energy is not going to come back up for another 10 years, okay? You will repeat the same cycle for another 10 years if you decide not to break it, okay? I just need 313 when I said that. So you need to know this, because whoever I'm picking up on, if you do not know this information, then you are literally, like, you're at risk of repeating a cycle for the next 10 years, something that hasn't been favorable for you or people in your generation, people in your family, okay? You are the generational pattern breaker. And you have been chosen for this role, okay, from your ancestors, okay? You are somebody that you have so much resilience, and you have literally, it's almost like you've been built to break these patterns in your generation, right? So you do have to remember that this past version of you is coming back up. And this past version of you does not resonate with the current version of you, okay? You both do not have the same beliefs. You both do not do things the same way. You both do not have the same reaction, right? So right now you may be a little bit clouded because, again, it's almost like this past version of you is coming up and you may be identifying with it, right? You may be thinking that this is your true self, or you may think that this is who you are still. This is not who you are. I just need 444, right? Now, this past version is coming up. So then you can really recognize how far you have come and how powerful you are and how much you have grown, right? This cycle is coming back up now because you do embody the rethought and you do embody the energy to be able to break this cycle, right? You have been through such a massive journey. You have learned so much. You have achieved so much. You have grown so much, right? You are somebody that you've been following your intuition. For some of you, you've been isolated for a long time because you've been in preparation for this position, okay? So I'm getting this energy where there is, right now you're not feeling yourself, and it's because you're not yourself, right? A past version of you is coming up. A past version, as I mentioned, from 10 years ago is coming up. And even the way that you may be reacting at the moment, it's not even aligned with who you are now. These energies are coming up. You are experiencing them, but you need to know that they're only coming up so then you can let them go and not repeat this cycle and transmute them. This is almost like a test from the universe to make you recognize how far you have come. Because for some of you, you've been downplaying yourself. For some of you, you've been downplaying the work that you've done, the healing that you've done. You've been downplaying where you're at the moment, okay? It's almost like you have been just ignoring all these achievements, okay? Ignoring all of this healing, ignoring all the work that you've been doing on yourself. You haven't been celebrating yourself, okay? You need to understand, and I'm also getting that you've been second guessing yourself. And especially with this energy coming back up, this is a past version of you. This energy is confusing you, but this energy is also forcing you into an old perspective. Like, you are, because you're going through the same type of energy, your initial reaction is to react from the energy that you would have in the past, okay? Now, here's the thing. Spirit wants you to be very mindful at the moment. Spirit wants you to take a step back and to view this energy that is coming back in from the new perspective that you have, okay? From the place that you're at the moment, the true self, right? Because I am getting that your initial reaction may be to kind of try to protect yourself or defend yourself or try to control a situation. But that is an old version of you that you're coming from, right? So what you want to do is to view the energy, allow it to come up. Don't try to control it. Don't try to defend it. Don't try to protect it, right? Allow the energy to come up. Ask yourself, what is this teaching you? What is this bringing up for you, right? And then you want to make sure that you do not repeat the cycle, okay? Whether the cycle for you is a way of reacting, okay? A way of defending yourself, whether it's a person that comes up and maybe they want access to you again, okay? Or maybe it's an ending of a very toxic, cycle that you've been going through for a very long time, right? This is actually helping you master your emotions. You have no idea. This 10-year cycle, not just is it coming up so you can break this generational pattern, I just see 919, but it's also teaching you, okay? It is teaching you and reminding you how far you have come, how much work you've done on yourself, right? This is strengthening your resilience, strengthening your gift, okay? This is strengthening mastering your emotions, I should say, right? So do not be resistant to this transition, right? I do see that it's almost like you want to, for one, identify with a past version of yourself. And I'm not saying you want to, but obviously this is going to come up. Okay, it's your first reaction. You've done this before, like you've been through this before, but in a different version of yourself, right? You may want to resist this change, this transition. Do not do that, okay? Allow it to happen, right? Allow yourself to heal from this and get past this. Look at this from a point of excitement if you can, right? Because this is teaching you, right? You are learning so much. Like on the other side of this is a massive awakening, a massive awakening. I'm also getting that, I know this is really random, but I just named 1111, but I'm getting that somebody is buying a house, okay? Now, even if you don't know that you're getting a house, like you're buying a house this year, okay? You are really taking big steps here. For some of you, you may even be given something like this, like a house or something. But again, there is this cycle that is clearing out first, and then there's this new beginning, okay? This new chapter. And you breaking this generational curse pattern within your bloodline, the amount of reward that you will get after you do this, okay? But you need to have faith, and you need to really make sure that you are not falling into old behavior, old patterns. You are not allowing yourself to embody this old version of yourself, and you are recognizing that this is coming up so you can transmute it and heal it and move on, right? Again, this is all a part of your journey. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things actually happening at the moment, okay? You're going through a massive transition period. And there's a lot of things happening at the moment, and you have no control over any of it, okay? You actually feel like you are out of control, and this is bringing up some type of trauma, okay? This is why this control issue is coming up, like you want to control this energy, right? But that's not you. That's not you, who you are now. That is an old version of you. So I am seeing in the past that your weakness was your emotions, okay? It's almost like your emotion could really take over and cause havoc. I just seen 1313 when I said that. Your weakness was your emotions, okay? I do see that. Again, you don't have a lot of control over your emotions, especially in this period of time. And I'm talking about 10 years ago. Again, this is not going to resonate for everyone, but you did not have good control over your emotions, okay? You allowed your emotions to control you instead of controlling your emotions. Now you have a lot of things triggering these emotions, like I'm just getting that you have all these emotions coming up and you're having a very hard time controlling these emotions, okay? And you still feel like your weakness is your emotion, okay? But let me tell you that right now, this whole thing that's going on is literally you're mastering your emotions, okay? You need to watch your reactions and make sure that you're not reacting from a past version of yourself. It is 4:34 on my actual clock here. You need to understand that, make sure that you're not reacting, okay? You need to take control of your emotions. You are somebody that, again, right now, you're having a very hard time even focusing on yourself. That's a problem because you cannot focus on the people around you. You cannot focus on, like, you cannot focus, okay? You're so focused on your emotions. You are somebody that in the past, you would allow your emotions to take control, right? And you would only be able to focus on your emotions. As I mentioned, you already have mastered your emotions. You just haven't realized it yet. I just think 15-15. As I mentioned, you've done so much healing. You've done so much growing. The thing in here is the recognition. You haven't been recognizing it. So what's happening here is this whole time you've done all of these different, like, you've healed so much and you've become a whole new person, and you are no longer the person that you used to be, right? But you're not giving yourself credit and you're not acknowledging it. This is also why this old version of you is coming back up, because Spirit wants to remind you who you are now. Okay, you're no longer this person. You don't have to identify with this person, right? You need to remember that you are a master of your emotions and nothing can affect you. You need to remember who you are, because whoever I'm picking up on, you accidentally slipped into a past version of yourself. Because again, it's so normal to accidentally identify with a past version of yourself, especially when things around you are very reminiscent. As I mentioned, the 10-year cycle, when things around you are very reminiscent of a very hard time in your life, it is hard not to remember who you were back then, how you reacted, right? Um, this is a big lesson though, because Spirit wants you at the moment to really understand that you've come so far and you're identifying with a past version of yourself. You're not giving credit where credit is due, and credit is due to you. Okay, you've done this work. You're completely different, right? Right now, you're going through a lot, okay? You're feeling very tired, and you're feeling tired for a reason. Spirit wants you to rest, right? You are healing at the moment, okay? You have to remember that you are healing. You're healing a whole, not just your pattern, okay? Not just this 10-year cycle are you healing for yourself. You're healing it for your whole generation, okay? This is hard work on an energetic level. Even if you feel like you're not doing a lot, you're doing it, okay? Now, Spirit wants you to rest, because you are going through a lot on an emotional level, okay? On an energetic level, you're going through a lot. You've been through a lot the past few months. You're tired because Spirit wants you to rest, okay? And I'm getting that no matter how much you sleep, no matter how much you look after yourself or eat good at the moment, like, you're not feeling rejuvenated, you need to rest. You just need to relax and rest, meditate, right? But while you're sleeping, you are healing, okay? So don't, you know what I mean? Like, if you feel really tired and you feel like you need to rest constantly or you need a break, don't discredit that. That's your intuition talking to you. Rest more and don't feel bad about it, okay? Because you are healing and you're going through a massive purge, okay? Things that are, it's like everything is triggering you at once and all these past traumas are coming up at once. You need to look after yourself and take care of yourself. More importantly, not more importantly, but also important, equally important, you need to remember that you're not this past version of yourself, okay? Don't try to, because I keep picturing somebody trying to grab like an energy, like try to grab it, right? But you need to let it flow. Let it flow, let it come up, let it do its thing. Don't, if emotions come up, work on how you want to react, especially if you're somebody that you feel like maybe you haven't got your emotions under control. Maybe you're still kind of struggling with allowing your emotions to control you instead of you controlling your emotions, right? So it's really important for you to really identify how you're reacting. Okay, all of this is purging. Okay, all of this is healing you. And I do think that, especially the start of this year, this is like, I said this the other day in a reading, that this is like the darkness before the dawn. And this is exactly what it is. This is coming up. You are going to get through it. Once you get through it, your life is going to be completely different for the better. Okay? You again are taking on a lot of energy and you are transmuting it. And right now you need to be there's a lot triggering you, there's a lot happening. You need to be very kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Allow yourself to rest, right? Allow yourself to, even if you need to take a break, take the break. Take the break, okay? If you feel like, also I'm getting a strong message that to take the leap of faith. Okay, there's going to be a leap of faith. There's going to be something very risky that feels new, that feels like a little bit nerve-wracking. Take that leap of faith. Okay, you want to start rewriting. So like the way that you used to do things, you're not doing that anymore. Okay, the way that the highest version of you does things, that's what we're doing. So right now, you are taking control of your life. You are taking control of your emotions. Okay, you are healing, but also Spirit wants you to also start appreciating yourself and start rewarding yourself for all the healing and the work that you've put in, because the rewards are here, you just haven't been taking them. Okay, so that's all I have for you. If it resonated, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next reading.